What's going on, everybody? This is a segment from the Nerdgasm Talk podcast. If you like podcasts, well, why don't you come join us as the crew gets silly and Philly while we sit to talk about the latest in comics, games, movies, and all things pop culture. You guys can listen to our whole show on all the podcasts apps. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you guys get your podcasts from. And make sure you guys also support the channel by subscribing to the Nerd Coalition Studios. And for the gaming needs, make sure you subscribe to Nerd Coalition Level Up. This is the Nerd Coalition. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And now, feel the Nerdgasm. Me and Lady Sketch just watched the most recent Lee Daniels film. Did you hear about
Deliverance?
Have you heard about Deliverance, Prime?
I haven't heard. I've seen. Okay, I haven't seen memes, but I seen something going around. It's like, you know how like it say don't spoil the movie without spoiling. Like,
yeah,
we got pictures of the movie. And I'm like, I don't know what these pictures is. I see a can. I see somebody with a nappy head. I see like a smell or a nose. Huh?
So she ain't say nappy head.
What is she? Oh, okay. All right, I got you.
So here's the thing. We want to go. We would go nowhere. We watch this shit right in the house. I kept hearing about it because everybody kept talking about Glenn Close's role in this movie as his character named Alberta, which is like, you know, like White Hood Joan, right? Old White Hood Joan, yeah. Because all black people know what Alberta, and unfortunately we do.
No. Don't forget, she's a part of the fabric of our black community.
So I was like, when my wife started going down the hole, she started saying all that stuff. I'm just like, hold on, baby, you ain't see the movie, so let me go check out the movie. Let me do the hard part for you. So I went and checked out the movie. I said, okay, I think it's a drama horror movie by Lee Daniels, and I want to give our thoughts on this thing real quick. This thing is starring Adrian Day, Glenn Close. Oh, I'm not even going to say his name next. My man from Stranger Things, Calais from huh?
You want to try?
I was gonna say Omar Epps, but I'm not gonna put him before Monique and Aunjanue Ellis. Okay, I'm just not doing it. Are you like disconnected from this conversation right now?
No, I'm not. I'm just waiting for you to finish your introduction so I can say my piece.
So, this movie is inspired by actual events.
Inspired is the correct word.
It's by or inspired by a true story about this woman who I want to make sure I don't remember what her name is.
Latoya Ammons.
Okay, yes, who unfortunately lived in Gary, Indiana, and she was having some issues saying that the house that she was living in was haunted.
Yeah, something about it. Yeah, well.
So, and it was doing these things to her kids, and they had to really get out the house. I did not look deeper into that story.
I didn't look deeper into the actual story either. I did see someone somewhere on the internet make a comment that if even half of the stuff that was going on in this movie, as far as her and the kids, not the haunting part, just her and the kids, I'd have took this to my grave.
So Lee Daniels decides that they're gonna go and do this movie, and like I said, it's loosely based because he takes some liberties.
Oh, he takes some liberties, all right.
Okay, your main focus is about the Glenn Close liberty.
Here's the thing. Excuse me. It feels, when we get into the meat of the movie, I already told you my thoughts of how I feel about just the way the movie is made. But it was just the response to it, I think, is why I was just like, my man, come on now. Don't play in everybody's face. But go ahead, just please finish, so we can get to the actual movie part.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, as of right now, but we follow this mother named Ebony, who's played by Adria Day, and she's mixed, and her mother is Glenn Close, who abused her when she was a child, but now
and allowed her to get essayed.
Yes, and now she's saved, and now she's trying to make a better life for her. And now Ebony has 3 kids. He has a husband who's in Iraq at the moment. So I'll make sure I put it out there. So
who apparently, I guess, was trying to take the kids. What it sounded like they was they was getting separated.
Yeah, but he's in Iraq right now, and now so she is left in this house with these 3 kids. That she's an alcoholic. She's a crazy alcoholic, but she's also somebody who does care for her kids. She's trying, but that demon. And I don't mean that in the actual text.
No, she can't get that monkey off her back.
She can't get the monkey off the back, and she's been trying her best. So, but then, amongst of all of her trying to go through all the dramas and all the stuff that she's going through with her kids and her family, there is some kind of haunting or evil spirit that is in that house that is possessing these children, and the demon goes after the youngest kid,
the weakest vessel.
Exactly, to possess him and bring all the evil stuff and the evil spirits to the house, and to the point where now, since she's just so fucked up and drunk and she does abuse the kids, that nobody's gonna believe her. By the way, Monique is in her lead dance patched this whole thing
up. They got back together.
And she goes back into the movie and she plays
social worker.
The social worker. Ingenue Ellis plays basically the person who does exorcism.
Pretty much. That's what she's there for.
And so that's where the movie. So let's get to your thoughts. We ain't gotta worry about not spoiling the movie or anything like that. You can say what you want to say, about the movie, because I'll say what I will think about the movie as well. So kind of like we saying it to Prime here.
Beyond the implications of like the racial context in this movie, the movie itself doesn't work for what I think wanted it to. Watching it the whole time, I was like, we gotta pick one. We either going to do horror or we're going to do drama, like a family dysfunction drama. I think Lee Daniels does well capturing the nuance of a drama. He especially loves some dysfunctional black folk. However, trying to throw the...
Speaking of dysfunctional black folks...
what happened?
Not that guy. I was going to say, speaking of dysfunctional black folks, but we're not talking about that guy. We're talking about another guy right there. My bad.
Oh, Lord. He tried to throw the horror elements in there as well. I mean, because obviously this is somewhat based on true events. Mm-hmm. The horror piece didn't translate well, and the family drama and the horror didn't always connect well. It felt like it could have been 2 different movies, and maybe it would have been chilling, or we could have just had the family dysfunction part. It was weird. I'll say that. It was not the movie was shot well. The actors did a good job, but the movie itself, trying to meld the two, I don't feel like was the most successful. I'll put it that way.
Okay. I would actually have to say that I think the movie works as a drama, but not as a horror movie. Mm-hmm. I think all the characters did their part. I think the acting was really good. I mean, you got some A1 actors. I think Adria Day is almost a better actor than she's a singer.
I like her singing, but I feel like maybe she is delving deeper into acting now, because I've seen her trying to do more acting parts and roles, and I haven't seen her put out an album in I don't know how long.
Exactly. The last time I seen her sing was in Bel Air, that season finale.
Oh yeah, and I feel like she was only in there because this was going to coincide with when Deliverance came out.
Yeah.
Because it's not like she's really putting new stuff out. I mean, she does have a new song, but it's like one. She's not. Mm-hmm. It's not like an album, I don't think.
So I understand now. When it comes to like the whole Glenn Close thing and stuff like that, I'm not going to touch it, make people mad, and I'm not going to sit there and touch it and disagree. I was just like, I know she did good in the movie, and was it him making this change to loosely based off of something to change something, I guess, to bring that whole racial dynamic in there? I mean, there's nothing I'm going to say is going to be a fan of anybody, to be honest with you. But I guess I'm saying it just. I really don't know, because if I say it didn't bother me, you know, I'm saying I'm a coon. If I say, well, you know what, I like the role, but I really had a problem with her replacing it. I'm just like, it's like, what more does the movie give? You know, that I don't know.
Here's the thing, he spun it like, oh well, I know biracial families that are in it like that. I guess he wanted to. Excuse me, that he wanted to present, but I'm like, now if you telling this woman's real story, and part of the story is because he didn't really get into it, but because I guess he knew it, I don't know if he just didn't have time to squeeze it in there, or if he knew it would piss people off even more. Part of this movie is predicated on the relationship between black people and black church. But when you don't have no black people, who are the people in the black church? How do you, because it was like they showed her at church one time with one of the kids or two of the kids, I couldn't tell. You can't really tell that piece of the story, because that's how we got here.
Okay.
It felt weird, and then to do all of that and to tell this story that is supposed to be centered around this black woman and her kids who were haunted in this house, and if the story is true, she drove out this demon with the power of Christ that she got from this woman who did an exorcism, who lost the first kid that she did the exorcism with. It was a lot going on there, but essentially the way this movie was rolled out was so that you could get Glenn Close her Oscar bait. That I feel like is the crux of the issue for a lot of people. You put this woman into this role, and there's no shade to Glenn Close. She did what she was asked to do. I'll give her that. For the character that he is like, oh, we all know in Alberta, he's not wrong. Do I know a woman who is like Alberta? Sure. But was Alberta present in the story that you took the source material from? No. And then you put her here, and it's like you mount her up here because everybody's going to say, oh, she did a phenomenal job because this is so out of the box for her. And you rolled it out in a small amount of theater so she would be eligible to be considered for an Oscar. Like, chess. You playing chess. We see that. And that's the part I think a lot of people were having, like some people were having an issue with just the fact that she was there at all. Some people had an issue with the nappy cat part. That was wild.
So the nappy pussy, you can just start saying now, the nappy pussy.
But I think that some of the pieces that I saw that, like some people's thoughts I saw, because we don't need whole thing pieces about it. Come on, y'all. We've done it enough. Some of the thoughts I saw were around that, and I was like, I can understand that. With like, why are you centering this person in a story that was about this woman? And I'm like, honestly, again, who comes out, because you are trying to give us complex characters, but who comes out looking like the better person in this movie when in actuality she was just as shitty a mom as Andra Day is, because she got it from somewhere. And again, if this is really what was happening with her and her kids, I wouldn't have told nobody this shit. You couldn't pay me to tell folks that I was beating on my kids and I was an alcoholic and then we got haunted by a demon. I would have kept it to myself. But what was the other part of this? Oh, Omar Epps. What the fuck was Omar Epps doing here? What are you doing here?
That man put a Bow Wow do-rag on.
He put that do-rag from Lottery Ticket on.
Yeah.
And is in some scrubs in a clinic. Glenn Close is laying in there with her finest rainbow outfit, getting her chemo, flirting with Omar Epps. Ugh.
Hey, he wanted it.
I could have went my entire life without seeing Omar Epps and Glenn Close kiss each other.
Exactly. That was not on the bingo card this year.
At all.
It wasn't on the bingo card this year.
Oh God! I'm not gonna say she ought to be his mama, but my God,
she old enough. I think Glenn Close is. She got to.
Then y'all had him in there singing Lou Rawls. Like, what was going on? It was a lot. The way I feel like you said, it could have worked as a drama. Like, the drama parts of it work. It was really giving Woman Thou Art Loosed with horror. Yeah. But it was just, I don't know.
I don't think the horror notes was there, but I do think the drama notes there. I think everything that Lee Daniels has showed in the character, like the character Ebony, I think that's what Tyler Perry was trying to do with Corey Hardrick in Divorce of the Black.
I agree.
But he does not know how to make gray people. He knows how to make black and white. But
that's what you need. That's what you need a writing team for.
Exactly.
You need people who can put the nuance and the complexity into a person, and you need the person who has the skill to bring it out. And that's just the facts. Come on, I'm sorry.
And he got a partner for that. And I think what Adrian Day did as the character of Ebony was she was flawed. There's times that she pissed you off, that she probably hit her kids too hard. But there was times like for her older son Khaled from Concrete Cowboy, he was getting bullied. She went to the bully and kicked him in the balls.
But honestly, so if that, there are issues with the way she handled pretty much everything in this movie. Even that.
But even with that, or helping her youngest son paint the wall that was up there, or giving her daughter the phone that she wanted for her birthday, knowing that they had the money for it. You know, she was trying to be there the best way she knew how, but she was so damaged that she did not know the right way to go about certain things. That's what makes a flawed character.
Putting all of that on them kids.
Exactly. That's what makes a flawed character.
And I agree, because I know people were like, they're not. No, I'm not gonna wear your mouth. I'm not saying that her and Corey Hart are supposed to be the same character. Obviously not. But the way that her character was written, the intensity that she gave the character, the material she was given, because you can give somebody a script, but if you don't have the talent and you don't have what it takes to really bring that character to life, then it's not going to translate. People write scripts and stuff all the time, but they have one-dimensional characters. They don't go very far. And I think that's what Andra Day was and what she represented, how she moved through life in this movie. And also you have more time to flesh out the character than you do in something like Divorce in the Black.
Yeah. I mean, shit, Divorce in the Black was a longer movie. Was it? Uh-huh. How long was that movie?
2 hours
and some change.
You right. I take it back. Never mind.
This was right under 2 hours?
Never mind. I take it back.
So, Divorce in the Black had much more time. Okay.
You're right.
Let's just do it. This was 112 minutes.
Yeah.
If we're going for it. I'm going to look up Divorce in the Black right now.
I feel like we were watching and I was just like, why is this movie not over yet? I don't know how it was moving fast and slow at the same time.
At the same motherfucking time. Okay, so this movie was 122 minutes.
So it's about the same 10 minutes, give or take. Listen.
And we know Tyler Perry ain't doing 10 minutes of credits.
No. For what?
So
everything say written, acted, produced, wig dressed, dress by Tyler Perry. All of it. What credits? But no, I think that is more reflective of the production. This is a better shot movie. Mm-hmm. This movie looked like it had a bigger budget.
It did. I mean, the kids doing some weird things.
This movie had a better script.
Yeah.
You said the kids were doing some weird things?
Well, they can't be possessed by the demon.
Oh, you're just talking about the movie overall.
Yeah, they was doing some weird shit. But I do think that everybody did enough to hold their own.
Yeah, the youngest one, it's like, it was wild because he had the biggest part, but I was just like, he was okay. And I feel like maybe it's kind of hard to stand up against the other two, the older two.
Yeah. Who
are more recognizable for their, like, in other roles and have done exceedingly well in those roles. Yeah. So, you know, he did all right. But, I mean, honestly, this movie was wild. It was a lot happening in I guess you want to say a small window of time. Yes. Because just the way everything was handled, I don't know. We never really got a definitive on, like, when her mom died. Yeah. It just kind of was like she was up against the wall with the demon, and then she came in and she was on the floor, and then she was going, and that was it. And that was the end of it. We ain't talk about her again. She
went back to hell. That's what happened.
Honestly, I was like, is that what happened? Because we didn't really get a good look, like, at what happened. We didn't get any further explanation. We just seen Monique come in and take a picture of the burnt up cross, and we moved on to the hospital. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, well, we moved on to her escaping the house, then the hospital. Them scenes with the kids was wild, okay? Both times when they were in the school and they got pulled out, and when they were in the orphanage and the house. Mm-hmm. Crazy. No, thank you. Like, if I never have to watch that scene with them at the school again, I'm good.
It'll be too soon. But yeah, overall, it's like, hashtag give it a chance. Check it out. I would say, or you can catch it at a barbershop.
What's that? That's a D, right?
Yeah.
I guess hashtag give it a chance.
I'm just saying, because that's what I did. I'm just like, I'm a movie guy. I'm gonna go ahead and check. I say this. I enjoyed it more than I did Divorce in the Black.
Oh, hell yeah. If that's the parameter we're going by, because honestly, these two are the Terror Twins. Yes. It's definitely a hashtag give it a chance. Mm-hmm. I feel like they get a bad rep in being compared to each other because I don't feel like they're on the same caliber of filmmaker. Sorry.
I have to agree with you. I mean, I look at Lee Daniels' films. I'm just like, he got some good made films. It's just sometimes he don't stick the landing all the time.
Oh no, he be losing the plot.
Yeah, losing the plot.
But
time.
Actually, like, filmmaking, better.